I was kind of waiting for someone else to come here before me, this way I could copy off their notes. But I'm the first one here, so we're going to talk about our program at Cigarroa High School. And I said this before, we've been pioneers before. I told Coach Ramirez the other day that I noticed that we get some of our coaches at Cigarroa High School, and we train him, we teach him, we coach him, and then we send him up to the north. And we got several coaches that work there at Cigarroa. They're now head coaches at the UISD district. So I think we're doing a good job there at Cigarroa, producing coaches and sending them over to the north. And with that said, that's about the coaches' standpoint of view as far as what we do at Cigarroa. On our football program, we try to always be, not try to be, we are always positive with our kids. We try to make it fun for them. We started this year, we had a little raffle for the kids, you know, and we have 10 varsity coaches, and we threw the names on the hat, and the kids get to pick one name out from the hat. For every win, whoever the opponent is, 2 weeks ago it was San Antonio Memorial, and Luis Laureano drew the honor of getting picked the first time from the hat, so he had to shave his head off, and the kids, the varsity kids, get a good kick out of that. So that's an incentive that we do with the kids there. I drew my name against Nixon, so maybe in the next meeting you're going to see me with Tommy Ramirez's haircut over there. And that's what we're hoping for. At Cigarroa High School, you know, and I've said this in the past, and yesterday we had a booster club meeting, and I told the booster club, you know, the things that we do at Cigarroa. First of all, we work the kids hard, and we find a time to allow them to go to work. You know, some of the kids from our neighborhood spend a lot of time there in the weight room. They're asked to go to practices, but they also have to work to help their families out. And that's something that happens on the south side of Laredo. And we have to help them out. You know, in order for them to stay in our program, we need to allow those kids that need to work to improvise some of our scheduled practice time so they can go work. The other thing at Cigarroa that we do is, you know, we constantly remind the kids that we were the first team in 29-5A to go undefeated, and we were the first team in 29-5A to go to the third round of the playoffs. And we want to see if we can repeat that this year. I know that everybody's goal is to do the same. I'm pretty sure that every coach that's going to come up here to the podium is going to set their expectations, which are the playoffs. Well, there at Cigarroa, you know, that is one of our expectations, to make the playoffs. We would like to do it as a first place team, but the competition is pretty tough. You have your Alexanders, you have your Uniteds, your Eagle Pass, Del Rio, United South, LBJ. I mean, all of them have a very good chance, including Martin High School. I'm sorry, Coach Davis. Including Martin High School, and I hope I didn't leave anybody out. But I think everybody has a pretty good chance of winning district, the way I see it. A break here, a break there, we might get there. So that's something that we constantly keep reminding the kids, that they are winners, and we are going to make them winners. Sometimes the talent is not there at Cigarroa, so we have to develop that talent. Last year was a clear example. You know, we went 0-10, and we kept telling the kids, you know, it's not your fault. You know, we haven't developed talent, and that's what we're going to do this year. And the kids bought into the program. We started last year, when I got the program, we had 8 freshmen that would go there and practice, and we started knocking on doors. JV, we had 17 or 18. And at the varsity level, we had 32. And the district that we were in was a pretty tough district. So this year, you know, we started early. We went knocking on doors earlier, and now the freshman level this year is up to 31. Our JV level is up to 38, and our varsity level is already up to 50 and counting, because we're still getting people to come in. We never turn anybody down, and you know, we ask them to come in and follow the rules that we set there at Cigarroa, which is hard work and expect, that's our new slogan, expect to win. So our expectations are high. We are expected to win. There's no more excuses. We don't have any excuses. So going into 29-5A, which is a tough district, we just came in from a pretty darn tough district. And the district that we're joining is also tough. You know, we don't take anybody for granted. And we're gonna try our hardest to win some games. You know, we've already improved from last year. We won our first game, so we already dodged that big bullet, you know. So I tell the kids, 1 down, 9 to go. So you guys that are eating your meals right now and enjoying this conversation, get ready, because we're coming at you. And the other thing that I was reminded about Cigarroa, and it's a positive thing for us. Besides making the playoffs and going undefeated, and it sounds like a broken record, but we are, I think, Salotero is here. I don't know if he can answer this question. I think the 99 team was the only team in Laredo that has been selected as Laredoans of the Year. Am I correct, Mr. Otero?
That is correct.
So that is something that we already have a newspaper print of it that's going to be printed there and placed in our athletic field house, because not only did that team, the 99 team, went to the 3rd round of the playoffs, but you know, citizens-wise, you know, trying to have civic leaders out there, we need to remind them that that 99 team was also Laredoans of the Year. And I think that honor, you know, is a big honor, and I don't think anybody else can brag about that except Cigarroa High School. And maybe 2 coaches like Coach Briones and Coach Ramirez that were with our staff. But that in itself, you know, I want to let you continue eating. I will always say that my speeches are short and sweet, but Coach Sanchez always comes here and gives me a rebuttal about being short and sweet, so I'm pretty sure you're going to hear something on it. And the other, you know, somebody asked me the other day, do you still sell pots? I said, well, where that myth came from, you know, is unreal, but, you know, the story keeps going, you know. And the way it started, so you all know this, off the record, you know, the way it started, we didn't have money for coaching shirts. So we needed to raise some money, and somebody said, plate sales, let's do this, let's do that. And in the middle of summer, what do you do, right? So the only thing that was going on was the NBA championship game. And I told Coach McGee, well, Coach, you know, we can do a little raffle, if you can call it that. It's not a pot, it's a raffle. By law. We can do something like this and raise some money, you know. And we did. But, you know, we forget, you know, the coaches that come up to me and say, Coach, are you still doing pots? Well, they wore the shirt, you know, because we did make a $500 profit out of that raffle. And Coach Briones did wear that shirt, and so did Coach Ramirez, you know. So, with everything now explained and put off on record, I also want to introduce my 2 coordinators, Luis Laureano, which is a member of the 1999 team. He's my defensive coordinator. And Jorge Romo, which is also a graduate of Cigarroa. He is my offensive coordinator. And I know that every head coach here understands this, and I hope they do, but you know, we always get the credit, you know, when things go right at Cigarroa, Coach De Hoyos, you know what, you're a genius. When things go bad, well, you know, my head will be on the chopping block and someone else will try to renew that program. But we never say anything about our staffs. And at Cigarroa, we have a real good, hard-working, cohesive, you know, we get together and we work together, and that's my varsity coaching staff, not only the varsity, but from the freshmen and up. You know, those staffs are the unsung heroes. They work hard every weekend, and yet nobody ever mentions them. You know, the only one that gets to come to the podium is Coach De Hoyos. The only one that get interviewed is Coach De Hoyos. And I wanted to change the trend today, you know, but y'all didn't give me time. I was the first guy to come up here. But I was going to ask both my coordinators to come up and speak, you know, because, you know, we're teaching them to be head coaches too, so might as well throw them into the fire and let them come over and say some words, right? But
your 7 minutes are up, Coach.
My 7 minutes are up. Okay. I'm sorry, Salo. I'm interfering in your ticket sales. Salo also sells another different form of pot. Sells raffle tickets to Vegas. And the more you buy, the more print that he has of that newspaper. I thank you all, and God bless you all, and let's all have a good season.